10 years ago, we actually used mobile services for phone calls. Amazing. It was, we thought everything was great, and it was one user for one connection on the network. Then nowadays, we think of it as, well, I've got, 3 or 4 mobile connected devices with me, sometimes all, at the same time. And there's oftentimes more than one connection. Sometimes I'll have a voice connection and a data connection at the same time. Sometimes I'll have my MiFi node going, and there could be a couple of computers on that. So the number of connections has gone beyond the number of users. And people are concerned about the load that's putting on the network, on applications, on access, but it's the tip of the iceberg. What's coming at us is this world of the Internet of Things, or machine to machines, where many devices work on your behalf without you having to be personally involved in the communication session. This is a really big change, because those devices will be communicating relatively constantly, although probably with lower throughput levels. But just that number of attachments to the network is going to have a huge impact on the way we design and maintain our telecommunications networks. So this is a key trend we see. The next step in the world of M2M is when all of these devices start to work together on your behalf, but not necessarily with you guiding each communication session. We look at the market now in these areas. So as of last year, we redivided the company into the enterprise business group, which has the cloud and applications area, including that machine-to-machine environment. The traditional telecommunications network infrastructure play, which is the pipes that route everything, where we've been strong for years, and we're bidding to be #1 in that area. And the consumer and device industry, which includes the device end of the machine type communications. If you look at this story in terms of where we do our work, these are 4 of the larger area: IETF for IP-based stuff, and IEEE for all the 802. Everything, the LAN standards and the Wi-Fi standards. I think you'll see lots of examples here where Huawei, who has become noted in our single RAN concept for shrinking the size of the radio access nodes, and now we can repackage them into things like picocells for neighborhood deployments, femtocells for indoor. Oh, by the way, the femtocell that we built for marketing through the telephone company is also the kind of product we can position in our enterprise business unit. So we're not starting from scratch in the enterprise business. We have a book of products, both IP products that we've been able to test for enterprise, both in cloud and in corporate use, and a set of wireless-based products and a lot of wireless access nodes. I think you're well aware of the mobile broadband. We're one of the leaders in the data dongles. I was on the bus this morning with a guy who had a Huawei E5 MiFi node, connected as we were riding in the bus from the hotel to the show. We're one of the first companies to certify our mobile broadband dongles for the LTE bands that are going to be used by different service providers. So we're very active in that global certification forum to make sure that those products are certified. So as you see, it's one thing to announce a product, it's another thing to do all the certification testing to get it launched into a market. I think there's a demonstration inside here also about Android set-top boxes. So one of the questions everybody asks is like, I get the content on my mobile phone, I walk into home and I want to flip it onto the big screen. Now that sounds easy. It might be if you have a coordinated Android app. There are some very interesting issues. In my home, my mobile phone is T-Mobile. My screen on the wall is Comcast. So how do I do an inter-domain or an inter-service provider transfer of my digital rights to the content? So these are areas that the standards folks are working on, and a very interesting multi-DRM and DRM portability issue.